what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the first
What's up?
episode of Altitude and Attitude, where the stories are real, the opinions are raw, and the volume knob's permanently broken. I'm Pete, joined by Stanford and Hog, three vets with zero chill and a whole lot to say. This is where the past meets the present and nothing's off limits. Let's light the fuse, boys.
Yes,
What's
sir. Yes,
happening?
sir.
What's happening? Oh my God. So, the whole fucking studio crashed when we were in the green room. Everything that I had set up for us, all the programming, the graphics, the music, everything was crashed.
Damn.
And so the links that
Wow.
I set up earlier for the stream, they no longer work. I've been rushing around trying to get new links set up, shooting them out on Facebook to everybody. I mean, I think I ought to have my rum here, dude, because I don't know what the fuck else I'd be doing right now.
Were you able to get it all?
Yeah, I mean, as much as I could, my wife's in the background. Well, she's down in Phoenix. I've been sending her messages telling her, give this link to everybody. Give this link. Poor lady. She's probably pulling her hair out right now. But you know what? We'll get this figured out.
Takes time, brother. It's not an easy thing. We're new to it.
What is up, guys? It's been a long time. How you been?
I've been awesome, but I cannot believe I'm doing this.
Yeah, what
I wish
the fuck, dude?
Stanford calling me one day and just like, hey, dude, know what would be cool? And I'd be like, I was drunk. And I was like, yeah, that sounds awesome.
We'll agree to anything when we're drunk.
Yeah, like watching a race, and then all of a sudden I'm doing a freaking podcast for no goddamn reason.
Oh my God.
What's it about? I don't fucking know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Let's find out together.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
I was pretty lit, bro. I felt I said, let's put Pete in it.
Oh my goodness,
That
man.
was
Yeah.
the best thing you ever did.
Wow. Yeah, I think we talked about it for a whole 3 minutes, and then I was buying programs, and you were buying cameras, Hog, and Stanford's
and
like,
I'm still doing this shit on a phone. I got the best camera and microphone of the three of us, and I'm still doing this shit on a phone.
Right? Holy fuck.
Because I don't know what the hell I'm doing.
It has been forever since I've seen you guys. I mean, I think the last time that we were all together was the early 2000s, 2002, 2003, something like that.
2003, 4. I left in 04, so.
Yeah.
02, brothers. Last time I seen you.
Yeah, because you left early. Yeah.
Oh,
yep.
Yeah. Yep. You left before us. You went to the Coon before I did. I went there a year after you did. Man, that sucks. We could have had so much fun.
Oh, I extended out there. Fun, though.
Yeah.
I fucking extended out there just so we can, because I didn't want to go back stateside. I was like, give me another year.
Yeah. It's a lot of fun out there, man.
Man, that was good.
So what the fuck, man? Scott Air Force Base. For all you guys that aren't aware, the three of us, along with a whole bunch of other people that I'm hoping we can get on this show. I mean, we had such a great team out there. There was very few people out there that I disliked.
Yeah.
Yeah. Two of them are here.
Well, it depended on what shift I was. It depended on what shift I was on. If I was on mids, I hated swings, and if I was on days, I hated mids. That's how the shit works.
Right?
I started with Sergeant Pete, man, on mids.
Yeah, dude, I love that shift. That was a great shift.
Pete got me in shape, showing me how to back up trucks in the middle of freaking night, wash 50 cars, 30 buses, and be done. It'd be like,
that's the way we
did it.
Where
did light go?
Yeah, right.
Remember back then we were on 12s back then.
Oh my God, dude, how many 12s did we do?
Because they couldn't possibly put us on 8s.
Yeah.
Honestly, I liked it though. I like that 4 on, 3 off, 3 on, 4 off, or however the fuck we did it.
Oh,
was kind of
Did we have that?
yeah, for a little while.
yeah, and that was nice.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
It would
that
rotate
whole-
everybody.
right.
What's it called? Like a Panama schedule or something?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
Don't say
There's a
that.
Yeah,
name.
Panama is like that 3 on, 3 off, 2 on, 1. That's that Panama crazy shit.
Yeah, that. There's a name for it. Don't make me.
Don't
look
say it
stupid.
too loud because Trump will come and try to take it from us. Panama schedule? Nope. It's called the American schedule now.
America.
America.
How dare our military
shit.
use the Panama schedule?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I thought the whole point is we were supposed to introduce ourselves. We went straight into this bullshit administration.
Straight to go. All right, Stanford, you take it, man. You take over. I'm gonna sit here and drink.
Yeah. All right. Salute to you, brother, and then to you, to Hoggy. So, man, my name is Kelvin Stanford. I was born and raised in Chicago in Northwest Indiana. Joined the Air. Got into some trouble in Chicago. I was in what you call that? MEPS or DEPS before you enlist.
MEPS, yeah.
MEPS. I was in MEPS. Caught a gun charge. Went in front of the judge. The judge was an Air Force judge, but since I already had prior, signed the contract because I was supposed to have been in vehicle in the con. I was supposed to be a telephone operator. Putting in telephone lines.
You got the gun charge after you signed.
Yeah, and so the judge, ended up reduced this. He did a lot. Basically, I went from a felony to a misdemeanor because I was going in because he was an Air Force vet. He said basically get the fuck out of Chicago.
Right. Yeah.
Funny thing is, I went to Scott 3 hours away from Chicago.
Yeah, no shit.
But got to went to join the Air Force. Best thing I've ever done. When I was after boot camp, they told me my career field was being delayed, and I'm like, I am not sitting at freaking San Antonio for another 3 to 4 months or whatever. I was like, what's open? There was like vehicle operations. I was like, I don't give a fuck what that is. I'm in.
That's awesome.
And then went to Fort Leonard Wood like the rest of you guys. Got the training, and then got to Scott and
not me. I wasn't Fort Leonard Wood when I was there. It was at Lackland, but we'll get to that in a minute. You keep going, brother.
Yeah, so got to Scott, met Hoggy, Pete. Pete was still senior airman, higher tenure. That was his goal back in the day.
You got to have goals.
Hey, and you know what? To be honest with you, the best thing about being at Scott, it was such a protocol base, is that when I went and deployed, and then when I got to Korea, even though I was an A1C, some of my senior NCOs kicked the other guys out because I knew more knowledge, because all the training I got from Scott, from knowing AFIs, AFMs, and all the protocols. Pete on my ass every night, making sure I know how to drive every freaking vehicle in the land. So,
we were serious about our training. We were dead serious about it.
Yeah. So that's it. Then I got on nights with Hoggy, and Hoggy's got his own little crazy backstory from the SIP.
All right, is it my turn?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, I was born in the West Coast, Portland, Oregon. My parents.
I never knew that about you.
Yeah, see,
we were always from Mississippi.
Yeah. Well, basically, when I was young in 1989, we moved to Mississippi. Thank God. I grew up in a little town called Brooklyn, and then stayed there till about 15. Then lived in Jackson for a while, then down to a town called Hattiesburg, and then I had to, even though I had to get out of there because I'm an idiot and I don't know. I need some structure. So I joined the Air Force, and at the time I thought it was the worst decision I ever made. I wanted out, and I met several good people at my first duty station, 98. Met Pete. I was an airman basic. He was a. Do they even have those anymore?
Yeah, they do. They still have airman basic.
I was an airman basic.
A lot of
Pete
them
was
come out with 2 stripes, I think.
Pete was like 3 months away from having been a buck sergeant, I think, because he's old enough.
Yeah, buck sergeant. Woo!
So, anyways, I ended up in vehicle ops because my recruiter's a liar. Anyways, I ended up liking it, and I stayed till I retired in 2015. And we all met on the mid shift, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Man,
I'm
what
married.
shift did we not fucking work together? Every
No, I
fucking
know
shift.
that was a bad idea. Probably still should. We probably still shouldn't. I'm married. I got two step kids, and I got 3 kids of my own, and we have basically an adopted daughter, and the 3 older ones are pretty much going out on their own in their 20s, and my oldest is about to be off in college, and then I got 2 more in high school, or about to be in high school. One of them, and the other one in high school. Why am I
That's what's
doing
up, brother.
this? Yep.
Why are you doing this? Because you're drunk. That's
Yep,
why we're doing
there's
it.
that.
Yeah.
And I
You're
think we
drunk.
pretty much we addressed it already in earlier. Stanford called me and I answered the phone like an idiot. And
You're welcome, bro.
anyways, that's why I'm doing it, because he talked me into it. I know nothing about podcasts. I just want to
No.
throw that out there. Don't
I
even
don't think-
listen. I don't even listen to them, but
Right.
I'm learning.
I think the only person that knows anything about podcasts is Stanford, because he's got one.
Well, my wife knows a lot about them because she makes me listen to them.
Well,
on the
then
way to,
I have an idea. Why
long
don't you
drives.
get the fuck out of that seat and let your wife take over?
That would probably be better, but no. She don't know y'all, and I want to do something that she would do, and I want to do it better.
That's right. Just so
Anyway.
you know, he's gonna come on. He's coming for you. He's coming for you.
Anyways,
Yeah.
that's all. That's
remember-
basically as far as I'm going.
You know, I remember my time at Scott pretty vividly. I remember meeting all you guys, but Scott was actually my third base. I joined up in '94, and my very first base was Grand Forks, North Dakota.
Ooh.
Yeah, buddy. Nobody should ever. I tell you what, when we get Belcher on this thing, when we talk to Dave, he
lives down the road from me.
Does he?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. When we get Dave on here, he'll tell you the only reason anybody should see North Dakota is from a plane. That's it, man. There's no reason to ever be in that. But I'll tell you, it was the hardest working base I was ever at, because we had the missile fields up north, plus we had the tankers. So if we weren't taking care of the tankers, we were running 1,000 miles of missile fields all the way up to the Canadian border. It was incredible, man. Incredible. So I was there for about 3.5 years, and in 90, let's see, in I think it was about summer of '96, I ended up going to Kunsan for a year, Wolfpack, and spent a year there. They taught me how to drink, and
yeah, still doing it now, brother.
Yeah. They taught me how to drink and how to wear a Kim suit. So anytime I had to go to those Kim trainings there at Scott, no, I didn't care. I was falling asleep. I'm like, I've done it. I've done it, dude. I lived in those fucking things. After that, in late '97, I ended up getting stationed at Scott, and knew nothing about that place. And when they said, so I'd been at 2 blue collar bases, Grand Forks and Kunsan. And when I landed at Scott and they said, oh, by the way, this is a DV base, I was like, I haven't touched my blue since I joined the Air Force. And now I got to wear this motherfucker like constantly?
Once a week?
No, yeah, easily once a week, right?
Yeah.
We had lockers.
Oh my god, dude. Yeah, but definitely the best people I ever worked with at Scott. Absolutely. Um so yeah, that's me, man. And that's it for the podcast. All right, see you later. Bye.
And now
Let's get those
what?
streamers.
Right? I tell you
Nah,
what,
nah.
man, I really enjoyed my time there. We had so much shit going on. Hey, okay, I need to ask you guys.
What's up, brother?
Stanford, were you there before John McDonald? Or did you get there after?
That sounds familiar. I can't.
I'm
I got.
pretty
I got
sure
to see his
Chris was
face.
there before.
I
Mac?
was definitely there before.
Before Mac? Yeah. Okay.
Oh, Mac.
you?
Yeah.
Mac.
No,
Mac,
not
yeah.
not
Yeah.
no, not you're not Mac. You're talking about.
I'm talking about Mac. Yeah, Mac.
Like
The
McMillan.
kid
No,
on,
you're talking about the. I never called him Mac.
well, I'm talking about the kid that on his
They got-
first night, they put him on mids. He picked up a command car in the middle of winter and he slid and put it into a fence right next to the wash rack.
Yes, I was there.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
They kept me on mids.
I love
That's
mids,
where-
bro. I love mids.
That's where they gave me my hiding spot.
Mids. I loved mids, man. The only drag behind that thing was the command cars. That's it. But I mean, what else were we going to do, right? What else were we
I
gonna
know a
do?
lot. We did a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't know. Did you guys ever go to the maintenance bay and use that crane
Yeah.
and bring it
Oh,
down? And
yeah.
then I like sit there and make it go back and forth, and they'd be swinging people up like 50 feet in the air.
Thank God. I got to tell you. Thank God
Oh
we're
shit! When I had
retired.
a heart attack, we did that to all the new people. It's like, sit on it; it'll be fun. And then we just like bring them all the way up and start rocking it back and forth.
That's awesome.
That's why they put cameras in things now.
Oh my God, dude.
Not-
We went through there at the right time without cell phones and shit.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Gee whiz.
Yeah.
Wow.
I remember. Yes, there's a lot of crazy shit. I think it might have been Stanford. He was driving down the road in the car, and it was icy as fuck. And I just yanked the e-brake on him.
It was me, you
And he
fucker.
starts just doing like You remember those older K cars where that e-brake was
Oh
in the
my
middle?
God, the K cars. Yes.
I just like yanked that some bitch
Oh my
up.
God.
What the fuck did you just do?
Good
Man,
God.
That motherfucker was
We-
wider
we-
than I am.
Right?
You know, we had a good time, man. It was very, very eye opening. Scott made you very intelligent, you know, when it comes to Air Force knowledge.
Man, well, we
Because
had
Lord
to
knows.
be. I mean, we had to be. We had every colonel and general from every command looking at us every day, man. To me, that was a drag. You know, I liked getting my hands dirty and getting out there and doing shit.
Same.
You know, but to go from that to a DV base was, I mean, like I said, if it wasn't for the crew, it would have drove me crazy.
I think that that's why I was able to handle it. It was being on mids. We did more of that.
Mhm.
I mean, I spent a lot of time on mids and swings.
Mhm.
So
Right, that's
I
because we
still
used to,
did.
as soon as we got off work, we went straight to the 24-hour bar.
Yeah.
We were
Just-
shit faced by 10 a.m.
Right?
Oh yeah, for sure. And there's like
What was
one.
it? What
What
the
was
one
the
in
name
what
of
was
that?
it?
I just used to go to the V with everybody.
There was a
Remember, the VFW was just right there, man, across the track.
right outside the
Yeah.
gate. But there was a 24-hour bar right on the east side of St. Louis. I can't remember the name of it.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking East St. Louis. Yeah, there's plenty of those.
Oh man, that was my
We
that
were
was my
like,
stomping
we'd
ground.
leave and go there, shoot pool.
Jesus Christ, man.
It was a rock bar.
Yeah.
rock bar.
Yeah,
I swear to
Man.
God,
it was
the most countryest gangster white people you ever see in your life.
on the east side of St. Louis.
I took a wrong turn one time, ended up in East St. Louis. I turned around pretty fucking quick. Yeah,
Yeah.
buddy. Yep.
Yeah, you would. if you're
What?
smart. He said,
I
not
must not
me.
been. I was all through
All right,
that shit.
Stanford, fucking
I was all through that shit.
Stanford.
I was all through that shit. I didn't care.
Stanford had his Chicago card. He was repping
Yeah.
his Chicago. They were like, "What are you doing here, Chicago?"
Back,
They're like, "All right, it's cool. It's cool. Do you need anything? You need anything?"
back before this
Yeah.
administrator, back before we bombed Chicago, and he had to escape to what country he escaped to?
Chris is drunk as
Rhode
fuck.
Island, something like that.
Oh, he's up in Boston
Hey,
now.
first of all, New England. You know what? As we are they rioting over here. They don't play. These white people
Yeah,
don't
they
play over
don't. Yeah,
No,
yeah.
you definitely don't
Yeah,
want a
and
bunch of white people riding.
they're like blowing up Tesla stations up here for some reason. It's fucking wow. Like
Oh
I
my
feel so safe
god.
because I'm not profiled up here. You don't understand.
You know what, dude? That's so good for you, Stanford. For the first time in your
Yeah, I
life,
made it.
you can walk down the street and not worry about
Yeah,
anything. I'm
It's
happy for you.
about damn time.
I
It's
don't match
about
the
damn
description.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to call Trump and get that shit fixed. That's just wrong. Let me make a note here. Make America white again. There we
Oh, that
go.
note's already been sent.
There we go. All right, I got it.
That note was already sent, brother.
Uh, this
Damn.
country's this country's is fun. The crazy part about it is
Everything.
they want to bring us back, but it's people like us who met each other and we going forward. It is what it is. You can never go
Right.
back.
It's like people these days, they can't disagree on anything, We disagree all the time. All the fucking
Yeah.
time. In fact, the one
Oh
thing
yeah.
that everybody that's listening to this podcast will discover is we don't agree on everything.
No.
But the thing about it is we're not going to fight each other about it. We're not going to hate each other about it just because we have different opinions or different outlooks on things. But that's how society is today.
Yeah. Yep. It's insane. It's absolutely insane. And I don't know what the fix is, because I remember there was a time where I would have been like a middle of the road type of person, but now, like, I live in southern Mississippi, so now, like, I'm a staunch liberal leftist. Why? Only reason I don't
Are
like
you
Trump.
are you a libtard? Is that
Yeah,
what they
of
call them?
course, yeah.
Libtard?
I'm yeah, because why?
Because you're a
One reason. One reason.
Because you're a constitutionalist. You're a constitutionalist. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
One reason.
What's the reason? Donald Trump.
I don't like him because I actually don't give a shit what anybody else does.
Right.
So, I mean, it is what it is. I'm actually pretty middle of the road. If you back in, like, say, the George Bush days or the Clinton days, I'm more middle of the road. I got, like, but nowadays that's not that doesn't count.
Right.
So I don't know what the fix is to that, but other than a behavior, I don't
The
know.
country has to change. The country has to change. We
Yeah.
have to change.
We
All of
like
us have
ugly
to
now
change.
for some reason.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I mean, hey, you want to go down in the ditch, I'll go down in the ditch with you.
Right.
That's just how I am.
Boy, Hoggy is straight up from the step. He's like, I'm a hog tie you to the ditch, boy. I'm a hog tie you, boy. You're going to the ditch.
We will do. We'll rock down there. I don't give a shit.
Nah, but you're right. You're right, brother. You're
I
right.
will teach you what ugly is, motherfucker. You only thought you were badass.
Yeah.
And
Pete's over there in that Southwest. How's it going on out there?
What I'm doing, man, is I'm trying to take over this bitch. But the problem is we got this guy up in Jerome. I can't remember his fucking name. Maynard or something
Rom in the
like that.
house.
He's taking over the whole goddamn place. So
that
yeah, I'm
makes
gonna
sense.
have to do something.
That does make sense.
Nah, man, I tell you what, I'm really enjoying my time out here. Arizona is a wonderful place. Lived up in your neck of the woods for a while there, Stanford. I was up in Maine for several years, and I got to tell you, man, it before Arizona, Maine would be my place to be. New England is just gorgeous, even in the winter.
I like New England.
Yeah.
It's been great for me. You know, I'm Irish black up here, bro. No, it's actually not been bad. The opportunities up here, is and then
Education
they
up there.
public education. That's the main reason my daughter's up here. Like, I think they're ranked number 1, number 2 in U.S. school reports, public education wise. Is between them and Rhode Island is always bouncing back and forth. So I can't beat it. Tax is high as fuck, but it's worth it.
Right.
Totally worth it. Can't complain.
So what kind of shit are we going to talk about on this podcast that we got going on?
I don't know, but it's clear that
make America great again.
We're going to make it. We will make America great again. Yeah. All right. Look, here is the homework assignment for everybody. We need MAGA hats. All right. If we're going to make America great, we got to have a hat.
I'm not doing it. I'm out. I'm out.
We need to. Well, now what they did, they have the hats, and then they put as many flags on their vehicles as they could. We got a guy here who must have about 100 flags on the back of his tiny little S10 pickup. And I figure that's the reason why Trump got elected, was because of all those damn flags.
They each flag got a vote.
Right.
I bet that dude didn't have the balls to fucking put on a uniform.
I have no idea. I don't even know who he was. I have no idea.
Who cares? Damn.
My bad. I'm drinking beer. Well, look, it's so many topics we can talk about with this administration and how we feel about certain things. With that history, we're going from Scott, and you guys did a lot more. You guys did a lot more time than I did. So congratulations to your service, because you guys finished your careers. You know what I'm saying? Something when I knew after I was leaving Korea that when they were sending me to Minot, which is a deployment base, I was like, I'm out.
Fuck that, dude. Good for you.
They had, I'm like, I'm supposed to get basic preference, and you're gonna send me to Minot? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like,
no one chooses Minot. No.
Like, so y'all just want me to be deployed every fucking year.
Right.
1 year there, 3 months home. 1 more year.
I got to tell you something, and I'll be interested to hear your take on this, Chris. When I got back from Korea, my second time there, I was in Barksdale when Hurricane Katrina hit. You were down in Keesler.
Oh yeah,
I remember that day, dude.
Yep,
The sky was nice and beautiful and blue, and then the clouds coming up were as dark as your fucking shirt. Yep. It was insane.
I was out at the islands the day before.
Yeah.
And then so the way they did it, they sheltered a lot of people in these the schoolhouses that are very strong. So all the mission essential people, and then there were some families and stuff. We've learned from this, by the way, a lot of families in there and things like that. And we were stuck in there for a long time. It was bad.
Yeah.
It was really bad.
Yeah.
So when it was all over, us security forces, CE, I think, and the fire department. Well, the fire department's probably already out, but we were allowed to go live in our shops, which was good.
There you go.
Because those shelters with all them babies in it, like they had a whole classroom that was just for throwing diapers in. Like there was a mountain of diapers up in that bitch.
How bad was Keesler affected?
Oh my God, dude! It went underwater. Like it was insane. Like the whole there was no place. I don't think there was an unaffected place. We live on a peninsula.
Yeah.
So like water's, I mean, I'm not a meteorologist, but it was bad. Like I just remember getting in the truck and it being like I was at I was in a third world country.
Mhm.
It was awful. And before we that happened, we were all supposed to leave that Sunday
Right,
for BC3,
right.
and they actually called back everybody from our career field from BC3, and uh, those of us who were supposed to
Sorry.
leave that Sunday, that we got canceled because we were working deployment. That was a deployment. I'm telling you, it was
Yeah,
bad.
yeah,
We were
yeah.
working 20-hour days.
I can't
Uh,
imagine, and I'll tell you why I can't imagine, and this leads into what happened after I got to Barksdale. So Katrina hits and everything gets devastated. I think you might know that. I packed my go bag. I'm at Barksdale, dude. I'm in fucking Shreveport. I work in transportation. I packed a go bag and I put it in my car and I walked up to my ops supervisor and I said, whenever we're ready, let's go. Let's get down there. Let's do something. We didn't do a fucking thing.
Damn.
We did nothing. We did nothing. Let me tell you what happened. My brother was running over the road trucks at that time for some civilian company. I don't know, JB Hunt, something like that. He calls
Yeah.
me. He calls me. He says, "Hey, man, I'm going to be in Shreveport. We are going to be stationing our tractor trailers in Barksdale so that we can run uh, supplies down to the affected areas." He says, "How cool." I'm like, "Come on, you can stay there." I can't remember how long he stayed with me, a couple months, maybe. My brother, a civilian trucker, was running supplies down into Baton Rouge and all
There
the
was a lot of
affected
that.
parts of, yeah. And Barksdale didn't do a damn thing.
That's crazy.
Our shop didn't do a damn thing. Nothing.
That's crazy.
As soon as all that shit was over, you guys don't know this. As soon as that
Yeah.
shit was over, I walked into my first sergeant's office and I said, "I want a Palace chase right now." He said, "Why?" I said, "Because we let people die." I said, "We're a few hours away from these people and we did nothing. We didn't take one tractor trailer down there. We didn't take one ambulance down there. We did nothing. All
Yeah.
we did was sit on our asses watching it on TV." I said, "I don't want any part of this." Palace chased me. I did the rest of my career in the reserves,
Wow.
and I could have given a shit less about what George Bush and anybody was telling me. I
Yeah.
just, I was short for, I don't know, what, 11 years? No,
Yeah.
no, 9 years, 9, 11, 9, something like that. The second half of my career, I didn't give a shit because I had to sit there and watch people several hours, just a few hours from me, die.
That was one of the most, well, for me, because we were doing shit. We were doing a lot of shit. Like constantly, nonstop. Just bringing MREs, water, supplies, diapers, like shit you don't even think about. Like bringing them into churches and things that you can barely get into because there were
Right.
no sheetrock in these places anymore. And just it was probably one of the most rewarding parts of my career
Yeah.
was was helping my own uh people out, like not only my own American family but my
Yeah.
Mississippi family, like where I was raised.
Right.
But I don't care how hard you think you are, uh, every one of us got in them trucks one time at some point and was like had tears
Right. Right. And you know
because it
what?
was it was awful seeing some of these old people try and like wheel their crippled wives to the hospitals and things like that, and you're like trying to throw water bottles out of the window like they're Mardi Gras beads or something, trying to help. But as sad as it was it was it was probably one of the most rewarding things
And I,
I've
I,
done.
I absolutely know exactly what you're trying to say here because when I was up in North Dakota, when I got back, I deployed to Dhahran in Saudi Arabia in '96. When I got
Ooh.
when I got back, to Grand Forks after that deployment, we had Blizzard Hannah that came through North Dakota, Grand Forks, and hit the Grand Forks Air Force Base. We were without power and water for 7 days. And the temperature was 70 below. We had nothing. We had nothing. I lived on the second floor of the dorms. And me and my girlfriend at the time were taking everything out of the freezer and sitting it outside of our window, just right there. That's how much fucking snow we had.
Damn.
It was insane. But I can remember I lived about.
Did you make a pee-pee snowman?
No, they're making a pee-pee snowman. We did so much. We did so much stuff. I walked from the dorms to my office, and on a regular day, it would take you 10 minutes, 15 minutes, maybe. It took me an hour to walk from the dorms to my building. When I got there after 3 days, the mid shift that had been on duty when the blizzard hit was still there. They had been there for 3 days.
Oof.
So we have this horrible blizzard that comes through, right? Now, I could do an entire episode on this, but I'm going to try to skip through. After this blizzard, we're at 70 below, right? We had snow for 7 fucking days. On day 8, it was 70 degrees. Think about what that happened. The fucking Red River backed up and completely put Grand Forks underwater. And what did we do? We got in our fucking trucks. I remember we had a fire truck on the back of a tractor trailer firing water at a building that was on fire in downtown because the fire truck couldn't get there. We were sandbagging. We were running shuttles down there, pulling people out of the water. We were helping the town.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I understand exactly what you mean. I know exactly what we can do in transportation. And Barksdale, and I'm not saying that it was Barksdale's fault. It was obviously our higher command. Yeah, the leadership's fault, right? We should have been fucking supporting Keesler. And we weren't doing none of that.
Scott came down to Keesler even.
How nice was that? Aw. We didn't do a fucking thing. We didn't do nothing.
Because they brought me some beer.
Now that's support.
That's saving lives right there, brother.
Scott, yeah.
Well, you don't think about how much losing power affects you till it does. Like we had to stand in line at the finance office and get a cash advance on our paycheck because there wasn't an ATM or nothing. But there was nothing to spend cash on either. It was all gone.
Yeah. They're like, why do you need money?
If we found out somebody was going to Mobile, I was like, here's my whole paycheck. Bring back Bud Light.
Man.
I was living in the student dorms.
See, wow. These are kind of stories that people don't really hear about from different parts of the military, right? Especially in the Air Force. Because the only thing they think about Air Force is we're flying high and we got aviators. They don't think about the logistics part or, the things that you guys witnessed.
You were a pilot?
Yeah. Or the things you guys witnessed. Like the hurt that you had, Pete, from not being able to be out there to do your job because you know your job. And then the things that happened to Hoggy, being back home helping his own fellow citizens. Right now, almost 20 years ago, that was Hurricane Katrina. And now these same people are calling Hoggy a leftist libtard. Same people he saved as well.
Right, the same people he saved. But you know what? And see, that's the other thing. I'm glad that you brought that up, Stanford, because I see a few of us that wore the uniform who just, and I don't see a lot of them, but I see some that are very staunch MAGA type. The MAGA type crowd with the mentality, but for the most part, I see them like us, right? we didn't put on the uniform for the white people or the black people or the brown people or the Republicans or the Democrats. We put it on for everybody, right? Right? We put,
Yeah,
everybody can speak, everybody can, have their freedom. We didn't give a fuck who we were fighting for. We just fought for all of you, you know?
true. You
Yep.
know, these are the kind.
Agreed. Well,
These are.
and
Sorry, Hoggy.
and
Go.
and most of the from my experience in the military, I don't know about now, but from my experience in the military, most of it is people that grew up poor or minorities. Any of us that were trying to.
Minority right here.
Yeah, the same.
Yeah.
I was. I was
Yeah.
poor. I grew up poor, so like we were all trying to exit a situation, and it gave us that opportunity to do so. And if you push all these people out, whether they be any kind of minority or any kind of uh, social status, we'll say,
Right.
we push all those out. Yeah, what do you think that like Commander Bone Spurs is going to send his fucking son
Right. Right.
whenever he starts a war for some dumb shit? Because he's not. So, I mean, the rich people, the rich, white, straight, evangelical right ain't going to be fucking lining up to go fucking fight this idiot's fucking wars. So, and then you think that we're going to fight each other? No.
But
I
see,
mean,
that's
we're
the only.
not. You're going to
But
have a
see,
bunch of general. You're going to have a bunch of generals and colonel 06 and above. If that shit really happens the way they're talking about, all this fucking bullshit talk they're talking, because once they lose the minorities and the like-minded white folks, you're gonna be left with '06 and above.
okay, I see your point. I see your point. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
What
No
are they gonna
grunts.
do?
No
What
grunts.
the
Yeah.
fuck? They can't. They'll run
Yeah.
into a door if you don't open it
Yeah.
for them.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That's just the truth about it, and you know it.
Right.
So I mean, I don't know what their end game is here, but it sucks, whatever it is. But
Right.
I mean, they better pull their heads out of their asses before they are stuck being defended by fucking Barron.
I did see that.
Damn, Barry ain't got nothing to do with this, bro.
And he won't, and that's my point. And he won't. That was my entire fucking point.
I know, brother.
That's his
You can
fucking
believe-
point,
He will have-
Stanford.
He will have
Man.
hereditary bone spurs.
Yeah. Fuck Barron. Fuck him.
I ain't got no problem with the little motherfucker. I don't give a shit.
I have seen that since the 90s,
you hate eating Barron pizza, don't you?
Yeah, he won't even
I don't
touch
hate.
that.
I don't
pizza.
hate anybody.
He won't touch it. Oh, you don't?
I'm sorry.
So if Trump comes over, you're going to be like, "Welcome."
Probably.
Probably.
I mean,
You'll be
what
like,
are you gonna do?
"Can I get your coin?"
I mean, my God.
Oh my God.
He's gonna have Secret Service.
But yeah, I have seen that enlistments in the military have been dropping pretty hardcore since the 90s. There isn't very many people out there willing to join.
Brother, a 20-year war. I had my best friend. His son went into the army, came out with a VA disability. He served about 6 years, 7 years. And I seen him grow up. So it's crazy that we've seen people that we know, their kids go in it, and some of them come out from the same war that we was in.
Yeah, the ones that we started. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, if you think about it, like I joined in '98. So what was that? 2 years of peacetime.
Yeah.
My whole career.
Yeah.
And Pete, it would have been for you, what, 6?
So, well, I mean, it depends on how you look at it, because
4.
Well, it depends on how you look at it, because I went in '94 and in '96. I was in Dhahran when Al Qaeda blew up the dorms.
Well, that's true. Yeah.
Right, and then, so I mean, yeah, wartime.
Hold on, were you there at the same time when they blew up the dorms?
I had just gotten there. Yeah. But let me think here. So that would be '94 wartime. Yeah, I spent a pretty good deal of it in peacetime. Yeah.
You know what? I
My
just
first
noticed.
time.
Yeah,
You the
zero.
fucker that you can't never be deployed with you. You're the person that fucking always have a bad combat experience.
Yeah, don't
Somebody
deploy with
saw-
me. Don't deploy with me. Damn, you're right. You're right.
As soon
You're
as
right.
he touched 3 lands and he's like dorm blow up, hurricane, you know,
Fucking blizzard, the
blizzard.
fucking Iraq
Fuck.
war, the Afghanistan war. Fuck this.
Right.
I'm the Def Leppard of the military. Jesus Christ.
It's fucking Pete, bro.
He even brought out my negatives. Like he brought up Katrina.
Yeah. Damn, I am casting a shadow.
Leave it to the Jewish
Like-
guy. Find all the negative shit we did.
Right? Right?
He's fucking caballing it up back in the background.
I have given up on ruining Christmas, though. So there's
Oh.
that. Right? The last time I did that was with Chris. So
Yeah,
we're
that was
all right.
fun.
We're good.
It's fun.
You guys can have Christmas now.
Yeah, with the Christmas.
Merry Compass.
That was
Merry holiday.
That was a fucking fun time. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, fucking. But no, that's actually it's very. You don't think if you think about the context of what happened with even with Pete coming in '94 to see the buildup of certain elements that led us to war. It's kind of wild, right? Because he was there when the bombing of the dorms, then to go into seeing 9/11, then going into Iraq, then coming back from Iraq, then witnessing a natural disaster, one of the biggest ones ever touched the United States mainland. It's bro, that's a lot of stuff. That's a lot of trauma that you saw.
Right. Yeah. There was a lot of shit, and I don't regret anything that I ever had to do. I'm not suggesting that being in Iraq and being in Afghanistan, I agreed with why we were there, but I know why I was there. Right.
Yeah.
I remember Mac, I deployed with Mac to Iraq, and it was like a week or 10 days before we were due to rotate out. The Italian police headquarters got hit by the Fedayeen. They drove a deuce and a half right through the front door and blew it up. Killed a shitload of people. And we had to go help with casualty collection. Well, I was sitting back because I was NCOIC. So I'm sitting back at dispatch by myself. And I'll never forget Matt coming in and asking me, man. And he was covered in shit. And Mac asked me, he said, Pete, he said, why the fuck are we here? And I said, I'm only here because you're here. That's the reason I'm here. That's it, man. Okay. And so get back in the fucking bus and go to work because, but that's why, yeah, I don't regret anything I ever did when I was in the service. I don't regret the friends or the times. I do regret being a part of some of the bullshit that George Bush's administration came up for us. But as far as personally, no problems.
Well, there was the mindset is you're not serving a man or a person or a administration. You're serving the Constitution and
right.
our way of life. So whether we agreed with what was going on or not, we did it for the love of our country, which
right.
is how it should be.
Right.
In my humble opinion.
Right. Yeah. I did it for you guys. I did it for anybody that was wearing the uniform, and I did it for everybody back home, man. I did it for the white guys. I even did it for the black guys.
Yeah, we're in this shit.
You guys made my list. You made my list.
We're a couple of steps up over the Asians. Nah, yeah. nah. Joining the military was great, bro. It's good times, good camaraderie. A lot of us we join for our own personal reasons, but at the end of the day, it's always mission first.
Right.
Mission
Right.
first.
So what have y'all been up to since, like, out of the military? What have you been doing?
Well, fucking Pete and you showed me logistics, and I could never get out this fucking field. 20 years later on the civilian side, fucking, and then I realized that people are fucking dumb. They don't know how to warehouse. They don't
Hey,
know how
there
to
you
fucking
go.
drive.
If you just not figured
He
that out,
just
you're
figured
one
it
of them.
out.
I had to fucking half step. No.
Good for you. He just figured that shit out.
Oh.
He's like, we're all dumb.
Man, now me,
Like some people I'm trying to figure out how do you get a position in logistics if you don't know shit about logistics.
Just make up
But
I don't know.
it's been good. It's been good. I'm sorry, Pete. What you was about to say, brother?
no, I was just going to say, I've been retired. I retired and I decided, you know what? I'm not going to fucking do anything that I don't want to do. And that's it.
Yes.
That's it.
That's
what
me.
I've been doing.
And
Yeah.
it's been awesome.
Yeah, I agree. 100%.
I was telling Pete the other day at Stanford. I don't know if you were on it or not, but I said we need to at least get probably another 10 viewers or so, and then
Yeah.
and then get you to a point where you can just sit on here as like a normal American.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. What the fuck, man? Let's do it.
I do what I want.
You know what? The VA benefits go good for the white guys.
No. I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to tell anybody else that's out there listening or might listen later. If you're
Yes,
applying
sir.
for VA benefits, always appeal. Even if you get what you want, keep appealing. Keep appealing, man. Don't
And lawyer
stop.
up.
It's
If
their
that don't
job.
work, lawyer up.
It's their job to say no. I mean, and can you blame them? Can you blame them? If you were handing out money, you'd say no to everybody until they badgered you enough that you gave them. Keep going.
It's crazy. It's crazy. So a couple people kept telling me to apply for the thing since I was at the burn pits and stuff. And then I went to the VA hospital, and there was this nurse practitioner. She was like Middle Eastern. She's like witchy. I like the witches. You know what I'm saying? So I like that witchy type energy. And she was like, you're supposed to, you get this and that. I'm like, what? Bro, she sent my shit through. I was like, I'm like, he was in a burn pit. I'm taking piss about the uranium and shit.
Yep. Get yourself an advocate. Advocates are free.
Yeah.
Get an advocate. They'll push you in the right direction. And don't settle. Don't settle. If the VA gives you something, they give you a percentage, appeal it. Keep appealing. Just keep going, man.
Stanford.
Yeah.
I just got my 10, bro. Right now, I'm trying to get to 20. trying to go uphill. Trying to go uphill. That's it. But I get it. No, I'm not happy that you guys got your disability. It's crazy that this administration wants to cut that and some other stuff. They use our bodies, but then they don't care about our souls afterwards. It's fucked up.
Right.
Yeah. You guys, okay.
Yeah.
I feel like some girl's about to like knock on my door with a package and be like, "Are you Mr. Hogset?"
They have to bring. they have to bring a package because they know Hog ain't bringing a package.
That's the problem.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for coming out and listening to us run our mouths. That's a wrap for today, though, for Altitude and Attitude. We've covered quite a bit of ground today, talking about who we are and where we came from. If you're not already, make sure to follow us on Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube to catch the next episode live. On behalf of Hog, Stanford, and myself, thanks for tuning in. And remember, if we don't piss you off, you're not listening.
Sir.
Hey, how's that?